Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Zodiac Bandit, and today we have spoilers from episode 69. Normally I would refrain from talking about things for a little while from the most recent episode, but I really do want to talk about it, and the last video I made was a month after a thing happened, a little bit more than a month actually, and a lot of people still got a little bit upset, so I'm just saying screw the waiting for a month thing. I'm going to put a big spoiler warning at the beginning. Thumbnail is just going to say spoilers as well, so you have no reason to complain. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. By this point, if you haven't clicked off the video and aren't caught up, it's on you, no longer on me. Simple as that. Let's go. In today's video, I want to discuss if the Bell's Hells made the right choice in going to Dancer instead of Devexian to try to fix the harness they got in Malaismere. Now, I'm going to be quite honest about it. No, I think they made the biggest mistake or biggest wrong choice ever as far as who they could have gone to here. And there's a couple things that contribute toward this. First and foremost, Keyleth asked them to be quick. This was supposed to be a quick pick stop, and sure, it might take a couple hours, but they're wasting more and more time with every minute that goes by because Dancer can't do it. Dancer cannot do it by themselves. And now they have to go see Imahara Joe, so they're wasting even more time, and they're even wasting Keyleth's magic at this point to try to teleport there. So no, this was not, as far as time wasting goes, this was a big one. This was a huge mistake. They likely could have gone to Devexian first and probably gotten it fixed. And this is the second problem. FCG. FCG has many traits about them that make them stand out and be unique, but they also have some very bad traits. One of them being, once an idea gets planted in their head, it is so hard to fucking move them off that idea that you're better, trying to convince Predathos that the gods aren't worth killing. Because for whatever reason, FCG got the idea in their head, after a ton of evidence suggesting otherwise, that Dancer is still the one that fixed them. Here's the problem with this. Their literal partner, their relationship partner, was also brought back to life and fixed by someone. Dancer is not the common denominator here. It's Devexian, D. D is the one who is bringing all of them back. It's not Dancer. Dancer didn't do that much in the, meaning of repairing them. Maybe they did a little bit and, fix them up, give them a little bit shiny parts. But as far as, bringing them back to true consciousness, it had to be D. D has not done this only once, but twice that we know of in the story so far with FCG and Frida. So the fact that not one person brought it up to FCG that, hey, Dancer probably didn't do it, not to mention, I'm pretty sure it was established pretty early on by Imahara Joe and then later by Dancer herself that she didn't do all that much. Joe said that when FCG showed up in the, the selling portion of everything, they were pretty well complete and that they were basically ready to get going. And then Dancer said that they didn't do too much either. They just kind of gave them a bit personality quirks. And that's true. The voice comes from Dancer. Some of the personality comes from Dancer. But not a whole lot of truly bringing them back to consciousness was done by Dancer. And the fact that not a single person in the party brought up Frida as a good enough reason that Devexian or D is a better choice is astonishing to me. And now they're just wasting a ton of time, literally. Half of the session was devoted to picking where they were going. No one said Devexian, which was mind-blowing because, they should have. No one forced or were actively pushing it. Everyone was just saying, we don't necessarily trust Dancer. And then when it came time to it, why didn't they just go for it? They should have went and said, hey, Frida exists as well. Frida is a person just like you. Dancer didn't do shit about Frida. That should have been enough to have pushed the rest of the party to want to go to Devexian. But instead, they just sort of let FCG pick where they went. And when they got to Dancer, she says first thing that when they sort of meet up, that they don't really want to do anything with FCG. And then they say, well, what if it's just a job? Fine. She looks at the friggin' harness. She can't do it. So again, we're on wasting time now. We're wasting their time, which is limited. We're wasting Keyleth's time, which is limited. We don't even know if Joe can do it. Joe might not necessarily be in the right realm to do it, so they might end up traveling to Devexian anyway. this might all be a massive waste of time for the group to have done this. Now, I highly doubt Matt would come up with a scenario in which anything they do is a waste of time, but who knows? Maybe Joe and Dancer roll really low and they can't really do anything about it. And then they go to Devexian and Devexian's DC is lower, and bam, he's able to do it. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, Devexian was probably a better start. Devexian was probably a better place to go first, and if nothing could happen there, then you go to Dancer. Then you go to Bastards to go to Joe. But the person who has been bringing back consciousness to the Warforged life in Exandria, the person who's been going around putting these Aorotons in different places, is the person that I would go to first for ancient magic technology like this. So the fact that no one truly pushed to go in this direction, in my opinion, is a huge mistake on the part of the Bell's Hells and could potentially cost them somewhere along the lines, as time is running short, they all know this, and potential allies are running short. What if they could have made Devexian an ally, and from there they could have gotten way more Aorotons, which was something that Chetney kind of suggested and then was promptly ignored. So, just putting it out there. I think a lot of this is the wrong choice. I think going to Dancer is a mistake because FCG is trying to fix that relationship. They even admitted to this. They said they can't move on until they close this chapter. The chapter was closed. The chapter was closed back when they had their little talk, and they sort of, came to an understanding that it's over. They're no longer a part of each other's lives. FCG has a new life. Dancer sort of tried to move on to their own new life. And then FCG just intersects them again, gets in their way, and Dancer seemed peaceful. Whenever Matt would describe the scrying portions, he would say, she seems content with being alone right now. FCG just completely ignored this and decided to go for it anyway. So, I have many issues with this, many issues with going in this direction, and I am interested in seeing where it's going. I think that that's probably the benefit to this, that there's an intrigue behind everything that's going on with Dancer right now, and if Dancer and Imahari Joe can sort of fix it. I do also think that it's sort of symbolic that they've gone back to like the beginning of the campaign. They went back to Jushar, then they went back to Bastarus, so it's kind of interesting for them to have this big circle that's happening before they eventually go back to the dig site, which is kind of cool. So there is a lot of good that comes from this as well. I'm very interested to see where it goes, but I think Devexian would have been a better choice. So let me know what you think. Do you think Devexian was a better choice, or do you think Dancer was a better choice? I do think there's a lot of good story stuff to come from Dancer, but I think as far as getting the objective done on a time crunch, Devexian was the choice. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and I will see you guys on Thursday for the recap. Peace.